Hello again and good morning. Another beautiful morning at that. We are going to get to spend all this time with you.
And of course, you know how much that means to us. The week is progressing nicely. It's a public holiday and we're just a bit chill, relaxed. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Of course, it's time for a fresh episode of Wake Up Nigeria, and it's a 3-hour engagement from us right here, and hopefully you're set. My name is Titi Layo.
And I'm Yomi Ope, and the MM looks like she's...
She looks like icing on top of a cake right now.
Icing on a cake.
That's so sweet.
Really? You look really
Icing on a cake, really.
Thank you very much. I feel like butter icing myself. Yeah. It's just one of those mornings where you wake up, you're in a good mood, you have food to eat, you know, to keep
You
the
have
baby
eaten.
healthy. Yes, I have.
Everyone has eaten at this
Fried
time.
potatoes.
Yes, nice.
Away from butter icing MM this morning, we're streaming live, ladies and gentlemen, on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Send in your comments on social media. Happy Democracy Day or something. Hashtag Inauguration Day, not Democracy Day. Democracy Day is now June 12th, so hashtag Inauguration Day.
Yes, indeed.
And hashtag Wake Up Nigeria as well.
Please download our mobile app from Android or iOS stores. Watch us from your mobile devices anywhere in the world.
So we're going to be starting the show today with certain things. So we're going to be having music,
Of course.
and something else about an amazing woman.
Okay, so this woman has an amazing story. She found purpose and a new calling in her 70s.
Wow.
And that should be interesting. We'll be bringing you more about that a bit later on.
Yeah.
And then we'll be having a musical performance.
C Black, his
Yes.
latest single, Ogologo.
Yes, indeed.
Ogologo.
It's been a street wave lately, and well, we'll be hearing a bit from him soon.
Now, dating someone who has been in a bad breakup might not be so easy because they bring all this baggage with them. You know how it is. And anyway, Dami Oluwatoyinbo is going to be giving us some insights into how to make it work. Or if it doesn't work, just, you know,
What? Did you say move
dump
on?
them.
No, please. You can make it work. Now, on nutrition, Susan Ajibade of Splash Greens is going to be highlighting some healthy meal options for kids. You know, the kids are at home today.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, they were home on Monday as well for Children's Day, so hopefully you'll learn a thing or two today.
And on farming, Sheun Adetoso is back. Now, of course, she's going to be showing us how to plant and nurture turmeric. I didn't know you could do that,
Yes,
but she's
indeed.
going to teach us that today.
It's all about herbs and spices with her of recent, and we'll be going through many different herbs and spices each week, starting with turmeric.
And on health, Dr. Kuti is going to be back talking about a very painful condition, right?
Arthritis. Symptoms, management, and treatment of arthritis. Now, this is something a lot of people are actually suffering from.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know they're suffering
Just
from
say
it.
that they have pains without
Yeah.
really knowing what it is. Very true.
And hopefully, Dr. Kuti will give us some insights.
On something else we're going to be talking about today, and celebrity stylist Gabriel Anthony will be bringing us something about the GOT-themed party that happened recently with IK over the weekend.
His 40th birthday party.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to him, by the way. Then when it comes to music, we still have more. We'll have another performance from Prince Joe, a talented act that is nothing but ready to take over the music scene.
Now, our guest this morning is Nollywood actress and TV presenter Stephanie Zibili. Looking forward to talking to her. Happy Inauguration Day,
Yes, indeed.
May 29th. So there was a bit of confusion about what was happening this year, whether it was going to be May 29th or June 12th,
yeah.
and whether there's another holiday on June 12th. So apparently, this is going to be the last inauguration on May 29th.
Okay.
And then from next year, since it's
be
now
June 12th,
it's now
yeah.
a Nigerian law, it's now going to be a holiday on June 12th and also inauguration on June
Day.
12th. So that's going to be
Okay.
happening from 2020.
But it does feel like you've given it's still the same person, but the incoming person an extra month. You know, like an extra month or
extra few days.
Well,
Just a few
okay,
days.
okay. Well, when
Barely
you think
2
about
weeks.
it's no longer May, it's now June. Okay, it's about
Yeah.
a week and a half. About a
About
week.
2 weeks, in fact.
12 days, 13 days to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just about 2 weeks.
And it makes me wonder what you can do in 13 days. So in a movie, if
I
it was
know
a
something you
movie,
can do in
a movie, they'll be like, oh, let's strive to get that, that community done. Let's strive to do this. Let's strive to do that.
It wasn't a movie.
No, but
Yeah,
there's
if it was in a
something,
movie.
there's something you can do. There's something you can do
Oh,
in a
boy.
day, and someone has done it. You
What?
collect, your full package for 4 years, and then the day before you leave, you announce that they should cut it down for the people coming in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's something to be done.
Wow, Mary.
Shame.
I'm not there.
So one thing I
Something
know,
to be done.
the one thing I know is going to be happening a lot now is you're going to have a lot of former senators, former
Former
governors.
governors, former everybody.
Yeah. So
Former.
a lot of that.
There's been a few handing overs in the last couple of days. Even the governor of Lagos State, Governor Akil,
Oh, yeah.
the ex-governor, has handed over to the incoming one.
It's not yet X.
It's not yes ex,
Yeah.
but then
Although
yeah,
he's
but
written
he's
X on his Twitter
exactly
on his
on,
Twitter
yeah
handle.
on his Twitter and his social
former,
media handles.
yeah,
Yeah,
former governor.
Former governor. So we're looking for, and then I saw former Governor Okorocha of Imo State. Is still a governor of.
It's from
Of Imo State.
tomorrow,
It's still-
though,
it's-
it's-
officially,
by
or
tomorrow.
at least by noon after the official handover. Yeah.
So yeah, I saw his party yesterday. He where
Oh, yeah,
had this-
like a farewell
yeah, like
thing.
a farewell thing.
Yeah.
And it's nice how you just throw yourself parties.
Can you imagine?
I'm no longer gonna be a politician. I'm gonna throw myself a party.
It was actually live on TVC News.
Yeah, it was live,
Yeah.
and I'm sure people actually tuned into it. It was really nice. I mean, there's this lady who was just singing with so much,
Oh my God. I thought it was corny,
With
but
all
you
your
know.
heart, you get paid big money to do those
Yeah,
things.
right. I know, right? But
Yeah.
How come I wasn't called to MC any of these events? That's what I want to know. I don't
Because
know.
you had to be on Wake Up Nigeria.
Oh,
Can we move on?
true,
Wake Up
And
already.
it was Imo State. It was Imo State.
I must say that
It was a deep.
when there are many of the singers
Wait,
there.
are you
Igbo
telling me? Are you,
speaking-
Yomi, are you
was a-
telling me if they called you to go to Imo State, you will not be there
It
yesterday?
was an Igbo
Yomi that had already
Yomi
prepared a
would not
speech
even
as
tell
the
you.
party was ongoing.
We'll just be like, where's Yomi?
I said Yomi had prepared a speech already.
We have to go to the news now, and Ibrahim is on standby for us.
Welcome to the news. It's 20 years of unbroken democracy from the moment when former President Olusegun Obasanjo took his oath of office in 1999 to 4 years ago when President Muhammad Buhari did same. Presidential inauguration have always taken place at the Eagle Square in Abuja. It would be no different today when President Buhari is sworn in again. All appears set for the inauguration as the square has been prepped for the low-key inauguration as most activities meant for the inauguration have been moved to June the 12th, which is the country's new Democracy Day. And also, former Minister of State for Mines and Steel Development has appealed to security agencies to cultivate the habit of swift response to security threats at mining sites. Mr. Abubakar Buhari spoke during a valedictory session in his honor in Abuja. After more than 3 years at the helm of affairs in the Mines and Steel Development Ministry, it is time for Mr. Abubakar Buhari to take stock and project for the future. With an e-roadmap that provides strategic direction for solving the visible challenges in the sector, the minister highlights some of his major achievements in the last 4 years. These also includes the plugging of revenue leakages, increased sector funding, improvement in job opportunities, and provision of more accurate geoscience data. He also acknowledged a number of challenges still facing the sector, particularly illegal mining activities and health hazards, especially with the outbreak of lead poison in parts of the country. About 3,000 internally displaced persons who fled attacks by herdsmen militia and are now taking refuge in various camps in Jalingo have expressed readiness to return to their ancestral homes and actively participate in this year's farming. They want the government to assist them with seedlings and adequate security. Security agencies have also reassured them of safety if they will return and engage in farming. Meanwhile, Taraba government says it's set to dispense fertilizer, mini tractors, agrochemicals and seedlings at subsidized prices to boost large-scale farming. Flagging of sales of fertilizer and mini tractors to farmers, Governor Darius Ishaku warned farmers against sales of the implements, saying any beneficiary found wanting would not be spared no matter how highly placed. And the 6th House of Assembly of Ekiti State has held a mock plenary session to get the incoming lawmakers acquainted with the norms of a typical plenary. The clerk of the House, Tola Eson, took them through the gamut of a typical plenary. He introduced the members to the various documents of the House, including the standing over and votes and proceedings and the order paper. It was an interactive session during which the incoming members of the 6th Ekiti State Assembly asked questions and made contributions. There was also a mock election. A Chief Magistrate's court sitting in Akure, the Ondo State capital, has granted bail to 4 suspects who were arrested for their alleged involvement in the missing corpse of a baby at the Ondo State Specialist Hospital on the 18th of May. The presiding judge, Victoria Bob Manuel, granted the suspects bail because no tangible evidence has been established against them. But each of the suspects is to produce a surety, civil servants of grade level 9 and above. The bail condition is with a fine of 500,000 naira each and a landed property. The case has been adjourned till 2nd of July 2019 for further hearing.
We are here purposely to address the cause and to see maybe we can be able to obtain in respect of the case so that we can be able to get them on bail, in which the court has honorably did. So we are just into the matter. And the matter is about to start. We are just on it. And the fact of the matter will soon be related to everybody, and every public should know exactly what is going to happen in the nearest future.
And outside Nigeria, European Union leaders have met following elections that shifted the balance in Parliament. The talks are a chance to assess the new political landscape and consider candidates for the bloc's top jobs. Already, signs of disagreements have emerged between France and Germany over who emerges president of the EU Commission. The role that enforces EU rules and drafts EU law is currently held by Jean-Claude Juncker, who is at the end of his 5-year term. After lengthy negotiations, the new top officials will take up their post on November the 1st, except for the new European Council chief, who starts on December the 1st. And that's it on the news update for this hour. Weather update is next.
Let's take a look at this package first.
You know that saying, it's never too late to live your dreams? Well, it's good to hear these things on repeat. But what's better is seeing them.
Nǹkan tó jẹ́ ìpín èmi àti amóhùnmáwòrán ni iṣẹ́ model.
Abimbola Olayinka, a 70-year-old woman, grandmother, mother, aunt, sister, and model. That's right, she makes a living as the object of a photographer's loving lenses. Segilola was the project that propelled her into the limelight and jump-started her career as a model.
ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ model yìí wọ́n á máa ṣíra sílẹ̀ wọ́n á rò pé bóyá ńgbà tán gbọ́yàn síta ló máa fọ́nì àbí nǹkan kan irú yẹn ò wáyé nítorí wípé à ń láti kọ́ wọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wípé kò dìgbà tá a bá larí mọ́lẹ̀ kí ohun tọ́lọ́run máa ṣe tó ṣe.
But just before that happened, Idowola Tosin was the personality with foresight who saw potential when he looked at his aged mother.
We did a project. I tagged it Segilola. Before we did the project, I did it with a friend. She's a photographer. We thought about shooting elderly women, elderly people basically, because we noticed that some elderly people are neglected by their children. And there was a sad story of a friend that his mom passed on and they couldn't get pictures of her for the obituary. So we thought about, okay, let's just take pictures of some elderly women. So I approached some women, they declined. And then I remembered that my mom is a bit old, so we did the first project with her and then it went viral and that was it. Okay, so when we did the Segilola project, I never knew it was going to go viral actually. I just took the picture for the love of it. And then before I knew it, so many top blogs picked it. And before you know it, a lot of people wanted to see more of our pictures. And I just thought, okay, so why not just allow her continue with the business? And she's been doing well with it.
And with a team of like-minded individuals, they were able to make a success of her first project.
She's like a model now to me. She happens to be the model of my friend, who is the hairstylist. So when we first met and we got on set, it was like there was this synergy between us and her because she's like a model to us. So it's been beautiful all through. Everybody has their drama, their time, but we enjoy it. So that's why she's human.
When I first saw her pictures online, I didn't know who she was, and I was already speaking. I was already working with her son already. Until he now said that, oh, okay, please, I want us to shoot this for my mom. And this is my mom. I was like, oh, is this your mom? I've been seeing a picture everywhere. He was like, yeah, it's my mom. So I was like, okay, fine, let's shoot it. So he came up to me with an idea. We're supposed to shoot something of that was going to represent 3 generations as a mother, a daughter, and a grandchild. The picture went really viral. Since then, I think we've shot like 4 more times since then, and all our pictures always go viral in one point or another. It's been really fun.
Naturally, she became a social media sensation when the slides of her first job hit the internet.
Iṣẹ́ tí mò ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀, ó fẹ́ jẹ mọ́ tí ó jẹ́ iṣẹ́ ìlú mọ̀ọ́ká torí sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ ni mí. Ṣùgbọ́n ìyàtọ̀ tó wá wà bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ni wípé iṣẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn máa pàdé mi lórí stage, ẹni bá pàdé mi lórí stage ló máa mọ̀ mí. Àfi tó bá yẹ pé àwọn tó pè mí síṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n pe àwọn amóhùnmáwòrán kó wá gbé nǹkan táwọn ń ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n eléyìí ìlú mọ̀ọ́ká ni. Ó ń wọnú gbogbo amóhùnmáwòrán alágbérìn tí ẹ̀ ń pè ní set yẹn. So lọ́tùn lósì ni wọ́n ń pè.
We feel what we should. We're storytellers. We don't just come and because we want to make beautiful pictures, we just should know. We feel it. When we feel, okay, this is what we feel at this point, how do we put it, or how do we let other people hear about it? We sit down and say, okay, this is what we want to shoot. How do we want her to look? Now we talk about the makeup, we talk about the hair. It's a whole lot of process.
I like it.
As a professional, when you're trying to create a mood board, you don't just pick images offline and say you must do this. You have to look at the model in question to know, okay, can she do this? Can she translate the story? So everything we're trying to make her shoot is something we know that is age appropriate.
This amazing woman's story is all the inspiration we need to get out there and make our own dreams come true.
I'd like to call Nigeria a situation. I don't think Nigeria is a country. I feel like whatever situation you find yourself in, try and build up out of it. Now, as Nigeria being a situation, and she has seen something that can most likely put food on her table and make her bank accounts fatter. But whatever I see for her is that she makes more money from this. Not just about, because whatever you're doing that's not making you money should not be done.
I'm excited for her, actually, because, you know, everybody thought when you are old, you should be home taking care of your grandchildren. And right now, I see her more excited on set when we shoot, and she has to be among young people most of the time. I'm happy that she's at this age of her life, she's still having that fun, and I'm grateful that she's into it as well.
Ó sì nǹkan tí èèyàn dàgbà jùlọ, ohun tí èèyàn dàgbà jùlọ ni nǹkan tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ bá ènìyàn nídìí ẹ̀. Bíi pé kágbàlagbà nítorí pé òun fẹ́ ṣe modern thing kó wá lọ wọ pátá. Bóyá nítorí pé wọ́n sọ fún yín pé màmá o, tẹ́ bá lè wọ pátá nìkan, à fún yín ní 10 million. Bí èèyàn bá san 100 million, mi ò ní wọ pátá fún.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, but it's time for us to take the Lagos traffic update. Now, you need to note that you can always be a part of this segment. You can always send us a message online, Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter. Let us know what the traffic situation is like in your neighborhood. Even maybe take a traffic selfie, yes, or just take a snapshot, send it in, use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria. Taking the route between the Trade Fair complex in Ojo, Lagos, and taking that route that heads towards Orile bus stop. That's where we're starting today, because we don't really go to that area of Lagos much, so I decided to start there. And you should have a 50 to 55-minute journey if you're coming from that area of Lagos heading towards Orile bus stop. Now, this particular route is really synonymous with traffic, especially coming out of the trade fair, heading towards Satellite Town. It is slow, but it's still moving as at right now. You'll probably have a bit of tension around Alakija bus stop. That's the road that goes into Navy Town, basically Satellite Town's main gate. And it's going to take you about 10 minutes to clear that particular traffic. Then it's free and plain sailing all the way past Festac First Gate, all the way to where you head to the bridge. Now, Festac's First Gate also is a little bit slow, but just note that mile 2 itself is where you're going to have the most trouble this morning. And traffic will slow you down there for about 12 to 15 minutes. But after that, it's all about finding an alternative route. Some people might pass through Koka bus stop, but some people might just keep going along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway past Igomu and all the way to Amukoko. And you're basically at Orile at that particular point. If you know of an alternative route, or you can use, maybe make a call, find someone in your area to give you some guidance on how to pass through there. Just avoid the bad roads. I know the team is in the kitchen standing by. Is it possible you have found some tweets to update us?
Well,
talk to us.
No tweets here,
yeah.
but
unfortunately,
I do have a few updates that I'm seeing. It looks like Songo Ota area is a bit busy this morning. I don't know why, even though it's a public holiday. So the ShopRite area in Ota is busy, and heading towards Lagos, Ikeja area is also a bit busy. That's all the way from Ota. Just slightly busy, but there's pockets of serious traffic at major bus stops. So Alakuko, for instance, is busy. And let's see, what other area? So Ojokoro area is a bit slightly busy at the bus stop. And also, when you're heading towards, so after that, right after Ojokore Estate, it's free towards Abule Egba. So that's one thing to consider when you're going out this morning, depending on where you're going. I don't know if you guys have any other updates for.
Yeah, if you're coming from Iyanokwaja, today is a good day to go from Iyanokwaja to Ikeja alone. Like, I don't think I've experienced traffic this free, even on a public holiday. It's free, like free. Going to Dokwemu will take you less than 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
In fact, I dare say 5 minutes. That's how good it is. When you're getting closer to Dokwemu side, you might experience a very, just minimal traffic. It's barely bumper to fender, so don't worry about it. It's very quick, and it goes all the way like that. Pockets of maybe traffic of maybe buses, stopping speaker passengers and all. But it's free to Ikeja along. Hallelujah, somebody.
Let me tell you another place that is free. For those of you coming from Aja area of Lagos all the way to Victoria Island, yo, plain sailing, home free.
Home free.
No, as in nothing. It's like, I've never seen the road this free. It's going to take you about 30 minutes to get from Aja to Victoria Island, and that never happens on a Wednesday morning, like almost never at this time. So enjoy the free roads, people. I'm going to go enjoy some coffee in a bit.
Well, I can't wait for Titi to join us, but Third Mainland Bridge is...
super free.
Bridge. There's traffic there.
No, I don't think so.
There is, as a matter of fact. So the traffic is in the usual long stretch, but there's traffic like bumper to fender for a while. Especially, on Third Mainland. Like, I'm actually stunned by this, but there is traffic on Third Mainland Bridge. Like, Lagos, do you guys ever sleep? Like, is everybody trying to go to the island? No, that's why I said it's not the long stretch, but like
Mary,
at least half of it.
Mary, I'm not sure which Third Mainland Bridge. But...
the same Third Mainland Bridge we can see here.
Oh, dear
see?
me.
Which one?
Wow. There's actually traffic on Third Mainland Bridge.
Okay, so I think you might have to refresh.
I think you should
refresh.
No,
I just did. I just opened it.
All right. I think that's all for the traffic updates.
Yes, indeed.
So, what's going on? Any gists? Any new developments?
So there's a couple of things trending, mostly to do with the inauguration.
Yeah.
Hashtag next level.
Hashtag next level.
Inauguration. Like those are the things that are trending
in
right
Nigeria,
now.
of course.
But yeah.
But I'm happy to hear that people are talking about it. There's this thing of ignoring things that are happening around you, and that doesn't happen as much anymore. People are actually getting involved. They're talking about it. The conversations are being had. It's just we only hope that it's the right conversations that are being had.
So offline, the conversations are not necessarily being had. It's usually online. And the sad reality is Twitter makes up just a tiny community of people.
True.
Even Facebook has a larger community than Twitter.
And unfortunately, they're not having as much of those kind of conversations on Facebook.
Yes, because Facebook, people are more interested in your life and what's happening to you.
And gossip.
And gossip as
comedy.
well, and gist.
On Facebook,
Gossip and comedy.
Yeah.
You see someone take a picture like this.
Seriously.
Okay, so, but that's the thing. We're trying to encourage people to have conversations. If we start online, you never know, it might enter circles like this, people in offices, people in their homes. Today is a day for people to also reflect and think about the question we asked yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
What exactly do you want? So have we actually thought about it? Have we been able to ask ourselves and answer it truthfully?
Well, personally, what I want to has nothing to do with the inauguration right now. Though, of course, we'll continue talking with the inauguration. And what I really want is for Arsenal to beat Chelsea this evening.
Wow,
but let's go with the inauguration.
Mary! I actually knew Mary was going to go there. Because she hinted it in the makeup room. And I said, I hope this is
But it is
Arsenal
trending.
and Chelsea are trending right now.
See,
that's another trend on Twitter.
Well,
even on all
Arsenal,
social media.
Chelsea.
Y'all should just keep yourselves.
We're not keeping ourselves quiet.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Lacazette's birthday, and I'm praying his birthday.
Yomi is not there.
Happy birthday, Lacazette.
That was yesterday.
But hey,
Really?
I'm just saying.
Really? Like, whose side are you on right now?
He's a footballer.
She's an Arsenal fan too.
He looks good in shorts.
Oh,
Hello.
wow, great.
Just saying.
Fantastic.
Kind of love I was talking about though.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on.
Okay, I was going to ask. I don't know how young you guys are.
Oh, wow.
But I wanted to ask a question. Wait, now you guys stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember back in '83 when
Wow.
I was a child, girl.
I remember who was born there.
So I remember when Buhari took over in '83.
Okay.
And I also, because I was really young. Then I remember when IBB took over in '85. Then you know how a coup happens. Okay, so I remember '85 more than '83. '83 I was really young, so I didn't know what was happening. Everybody was just looking very serious. But in '85, you know, I could tell that something had happened. So I was trying to glean gist from my uncles, and so everybody was talking about, oh, there's a new guy that's taking over. It's IBB. You know, he's a sharp guy. He's young. He's this. He's that.
Okay.
You know, because you know every time a coup happens, it's usually somebody in their 30s. You know, young, sharp, fresh guy now makes an announcement.
Good looking too.
Yeah. Then I make an announcement. So we are suspending the Constitution.
Wow.
Then you now make all your friends governors, military administrators. So you now say, okay, Titi is now the military administrator for Kaduna State. Is now military administrator for Cross River. Like, just post all your guys to take over the different. Like it used to happen, you know. And then there was now this long stretch. IBB refused to hand over.
Okay.
Till the 90s.
Our young viewers know who IBB is.
Okay.
Yes.
General Ibrahim Babangida.
Yes.
And then until all the way to 1993 when, you know, there was now the June 12 election that everybody's now talking about today. So all those, in quotes, inaugurations, or self-imposed inaugurations that happened.
The only thing I actually remember about politics growing up was when Abacha died.
Yeah, okay. That's one I remember.
That's one I remember. Because everybody was just happy. There was just excitement in the air, and I was wondering, what's going on? And,
so, you know, I remember when Nigeria gained independence in 1960. Since you're doing remembrance now, I'm like 70 years old.
How can you remember?
Because I'm 70. But on a more serious note, though, May 29 was actually something that began in 1999 with President Obasanjo. Yes, so that's actually when it began. June 12 was older because of the elections then with Abiola. But May 29 is actually...
and it happened because of what MM said, which is when Abacha died in 98. And then, you know.
So it's amazing how the history of, you know, that, okay, the important parts of our history aren't being, you know, taught as much as, and if you're a parent or you have young people around you right now, you have some of this information. Just take today.
Share with them.
It's a public holiday. Share it with them. Tell them about this experience. Let it trickle down so that people have, you know,
that knowledge.
They know where we're coming from, and they know, you know, they'll have an idea of where we should be heading to.
It's also very interesting that there's a filmmaker on Twitter who recently talked about, oh, can you guys tell me, should I make a movie on romance or something? And someone tweeted at him and said, why don't you do something historical? But you know what he said? He said it's impossible. And because of I actually read through the thread, and he said the reason it's impossible is because it's expensive and nobody will be willing to invest. Imagine having a series that talks about Nigeria's history. Like, this is something that is no longer being taught widely in schools. So imagine having a series talking about even from when you know, 1911.
Okay, so the issue is the archives. The issue is the archives. The archives are not there. Even for authors, writers that want to write books about Nigerian history, it's hard for them to get this information. All they can get really is newspaper clippings.
If you don't have the information locally, you could go to the UK.
Online.
Many of them actually, many libraries.
Hopefully, we will be able to continue this conversation online. Tell us what you think. Use our hashtag
Wake Up Nigeria, and happy inauguration if you're celebrating.
Welcome back. Yes, Wake Up Nigeria.
I was going to get some papers now.
Yeah, okay, so let's see if we can grab those papers.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the Daily Trust here, and the Daily Trust is the first one to arrive this inauguration day. Yeah. And we're really glad that at least one arrived on time, but the others are right here. Let me step and get this. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Aha, we got it.
Just in time.
Beautiful.
Can I have some of those?
Sure. Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
So what do we have? If we start with the Guardian newspaper this morning, It says, tight security over alleged plot to disrupt Buhari's inauguration. Governors avoid handover today, leave states. Wow, that's interesting. There is a picture of the Eagle Square, the venue of the presidential inauguration, ready in Abuja yesterday. And of course, police on patrol in preparation for the event. But there is also this headline: pressure on Oshomole to resign as APC crisis deepens. It says deputy chair wants boss to quit over Zamfara loss. Others, party suspends former lawmaker for supporting Atiku. AFN president Gusau impeached over IAAF's missing $130,000. It also says Apapa truck owners partially comply with presidential order as directive expires. PDP, Dogara, others knock President Buhari for failure in governance. More news on page 4. And serve in deed and in truth. It says here there's an editorial on page 16 that you might be interested in. All right, that's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
All right, so the Daily Sun newspaper is rather bulky today. And it says, a new day, Buhari, 29 governors take oath for fresh 4-year term. Insecurity, unemployment, others are issues on front burner. And president to attend OIC meeting in Saudi Arabia. And then you see a photo of President Buhari there and governors incoming, the incumbent governors, that's for governors who still remain, that is, surrounding him. Photos of all of them. You see the new governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, just right here. And of course, Seyi Makinde. Okay, so up here, Buhari to bad Nigerians, behave yourself or run. Gives notice of tough stand in second term. That's on page 39. Juaneze insists on restructuring. You find that story on page 41. And down here, another big story. Rumble in APC NWC. Oshomole must go. APC deputy chair tackles national chairman, accuses him of lacking capacity to lead party. All of these stories in the bulky Daily Sun newspaper today.
Yeah, a lot of congratulatory
messages. Yes, loads
of
them, in fact.
Yes,
loads.
A lot. Someone should be posting those clippings. We have the Daily Trust coming up next, and it says Buhari, 29 governors take oath of office today. Many outgoing governors to shun ceremony, apparently. It also says, step aside, APC deputy chairman tells Oshomole. It's 1,865 days since the Chibok schoolgirls were abducted, sadly. And of course, this is day 24 of Ramadan. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Trust.
Okay, so I have the Nigerian Tribune with me, and it's also bulky. This says, how Nigeria lost almost 1 billion naira to rejected bills. President declined assent to 40 bills. And then photo stories here. Outgoing governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, and that's handing over to his successor, Babatunde Sanwo-Olu on Tuesday, that's yesterday. And then outgoing governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amosun, signing out. Did you know they used to sign out? Just take a look at that. Outgoing governor of Oyo State, Abiola Ajimobi, inaugurating his last project yesterday. Wow. And then up here, Buhari to seek review of 9.12 trillion naira budgets. Oh my. Power, works and housing, transport, defense, Greek, water, highest capital recipients. And we also have Oshomole's deputy demands his resignation. There's more here. 4 billion naira probe. Court orders arrest of Kano Emir's chief of staff, 2 others. Family of 6 killed in Plateau. And then will expand Oyo's economy. Give attention to education, security, and that's coming from Makinde. Looks like the Nigerian Tribune is determined to keep the headlines on the front page. All right, so that's about it for now for the newspapers.
Tribune is usually very bulky, actually, when it comes to headlines. We have to head over to our first performance for the day. We have Prince Joshua and Yomi on standby.
All right, thanks, guys. I feel like somebody should be handing over to me as well. You know, it's inauguration day, you know? So anyway, I've got here with me this young man, his Prince Joshua Ojukwu. Yeah. And he is otherwise known as Prince Joe, as a young talent, and is set to take the industry by storm with his debut single, Omo Lomo. Yeah. Then, of course, the sound was produced, that's about 2 years ago, right? Yeah. And, of course, he's coming back with something very, very special for us today called Survive. Now, that is a song that you said you sang it from your soul, and it's about, sometimes it's about the struggle and you know, trying to make it in a city like Lagos or in a country like Nigeria. Tell me about the song.
Well, actually going through the depressions and things you come to meet in your normal daily activities and stuff, so you just have to just merge all together and just make it a vibe for yourself. Yeah, so and it's also like a motivational song, so that you survive, you come out of whatever challenge it is, and then you thrive and everything. Yeah. Prince Joe, are you ready for us? Yeah, I'm good. Let's do it, man. I'm good. All right.
They call me Prince Joe. The best logo entertainment. Oh my water done boy. Oh my water you done.
Top of the morning to you again. Yes, another hour has already, you know, sped by. Speeded and sped. Sped by. Sped
We've
by.
been here for an hour with you, hanging out.
And it's getting closer to inauguration. So every hour that passes, you're getting closer to becoming an ex whatever. Yeah, but anyway, we still have another 2 hours on this show.
The inauguration is getting set though. They're getting set, and it's likely we will be going live on TVC to the inauguration very soon.
Very soon. Okay, so that might happen. Of course. So whatever happens, we'll let you know. Of course. And but you know, before that, let's just give you all that feel-good flavor that we've got for you this morning.
We're in the business of good TV. That's what we do. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I am Yomi Ope. We're streaming live right now on tvcontinental.tv.
And of course on Facebook at TVC Connect. Those comments, we love them. Send them across all the social media platforms you can find. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
Yes, indeed. We also have an app available now on the Apple iStore and also on the Google Play Store as well. Now that app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world. Just click and, you know, check us out.
Yes, indeed.
Live.
So MM is in the kitchen, and she's going to be learning a thing or two from Chef Tutu.
She's back.
Hi.
Why is Chef Tutu looking very gentle
exactly.
today?
She's like, Hi guys. Welcome.
So did we drag you out of bed?
Apparently.
Yes.
We're sorry.
Apparently, it's so good to have you.
Yes.
Welcome.
Nice to see you guys again.
Yeah. So this morning we are making something really light, simple, and of course it's our usual staple on the show. But hey, you gotta find out later.
Yeah, it's Democracy Day, so you know.
MM's still looking like icing there, you know, just looking so nice.
Thank you.
Really. But we have to tell you what's happening today. Author and relationship coach Dami Oluwatoyinbo will be talking about dealing with a relationship with someone who's been in a bad breakup. If someone's been in a bad breakup, how do you date this person? Wow.
Yeah.
That's the question.
It's just way too much baggage for some people.
Yeah.
Anyway, and on nutrition, the CEO of Splash Green, Susan Ajibade, will be with us to highlight the foods that are good for your children. Different options.
And from there, we have our health segment. Dr. Kuti is going to be back talking about a very common and painful issue, arthritis. But we also have farming this morning. After, talking about, treating arthritis, we'll be talking a bit about farming. When it comes to herbs and spices, we have a very, very, very enthusiastic farmer. Yes, Adetosoye. Yeah. Yes, Sheon, right?
She's going to be coming on.
She's going to be
and MM will be joined by Gabriel Anthony for a run-through of fashion statements. Ike Osakiodo was a GOT-themed 40th birthday. I can see some people looking like witches there. Let's find out.
Wow.
But that's the witch from GOT, isn't she?
Yes, no, but you just said...
Yeah.
Witch, wow.
So, I mean, if you decided that you were going to look like a witch, I don't understand.
Okay, yeah. So we also have a guest coming your way soon. We have a Nollywood actress and TV presenter, Stephanie Zibili, coming into the studio.
Abu wants to pay bride price. Okay, so there was a major gaffe from me during the newspaper headline. So I just want to quickly correct that.
Okay.
Apparently, when I was talking about the governors on the front page, I actually said Babatunde Sanwo-Olu instead of Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
So, especially for the benefits of children there. It's not Babatunde, it's Babajide.
Just
anytime I hear Baba, I don't know. I just
in case
the incoming
governor sees you and says,
yes, so you got.
No, you will understand. He's a very
nice
nice person.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. So I'm just saying because it's been a case of all people not know my name.
It's actually happened to me before on radio, actually, and it made me feel really, really odd.
Yeah.
But this was actually the name of a political party that I got wrong.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you get all the acronyms, so all the, those letters confuse you, and then you're speeding through reading something, and then suddenly you just say the wrong thing. I don't want to say
I've
it
done
here.
something like that on stage as well, but this was worse for me because everybody was there. I was at Eco Hotel, major event.
Oh, wow.
And so I had this micro. I was flowing away. It was very nice. I had a great run.
Oh, my God.
At that point. And, so a former governor came in. And I was a former governor of Ogun State.
Okay.
And then I said former governor of Ondo State. And he didn't find it funny.
No, they don't. Something crazy happened last year.
I got his name right. I got everything right. Except that I said Ondo State. And he did not find it funny.
Oh, my God.
His aides were like...
When you're hosting a political gathering, it's one of the toughest things ever.
Yeah.
Last year, when I went to Abuja for the UNICEF award to the First Lady, because I co-hosted it, and I noticed the man, he works with government officials a lot for the event. It was like, make sure you get it, let's get it. And I was like, Oga, calm down, are they not human beings? And then someone, they keep sending names and titles and everything. And then I mentioned somebody's name and did not put title. Hey! It was like the world was going to end. Do you know I was made to mention it again? And the title was so long.
And then apologize.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't understand that pressure that the MCs, hosts, presenters have. And hopefully we'll give you a little insight into what that's about.
All right, so with me in this kitchen this morning is Chef Tutu. Yeah, that's what I call her. Tutu. Yes, you'd be surprised on how she came about that name, Tutu. But hey, that's not why she's here. And if you're a lover of pancakes,
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's a perfect day to make pancakes. Like you have all the time.
Yes.
You're not rushing to anywhere. So however you want to make your pancakes, if you want to make like if you want to go all out, have like the English breakfast. You have all the time. But this morning we are having pancakes. Chef Tutu teaching us how to make pancakes, just in case you don't know how to make pancakes, with sausages and scrambled eggs. That's what we are having for breakfast this morning. So Chef Tutu, let's get to it.
Okay, so actually we're making buttermilk pancakes. So this is flour, obviously. Then this is the buttermilk. So they normally don't sell this in stores. So the easiest way is to have your liquid milk and vinegar. Leave it in a warm place, and it just starts to coagulate together. So that's your buttermilk. So we have baking soda and baking powder. The reason we have baking soda is because we have vinegar inside the pancakes.
Okay, so they go together.
Yeah, so there's always, to activate your baking soda, you always need an acid. So either lemon so instead of using vinegar, you can also use lemon. So so you need an acid to activate it so that it could, yeah.
I didn't know
and
that.
this is sugar,
Okay.
butter, then our sausages and eggs.
Egg, fantastic.
Yes.
Very easy, simple recipe. And I
Very.
mean, like, all of this ingredients you can get at your, local store.
Yeah.
Very simple. I mean, you're not hard to find.
Find.
All right. So let's get to it. I actually didn't know because I always wondered why, I always wondered the role of vinegar, first of all, in your milk, and then I always wondered the role of baking soda. But now so you can have baking soda and have vinegar.
Yeah. You have to always have an acid
to activate your baking soda.
Yes.
If not, you just do without it.
Yeah, it's just do without
Great.
it.
So let's get baking.
So
You're fried.
this is your sugar and baking soda and everything that you need.
So talking about the baking, because I mean, adding my baking powder to my pancake, to my flour mix basically, is usually a challenge for me because I'm always very, I try to be meticulous when I'm with it because I'm like, how much of my baking powder should I add in my flour mix?
Okay, so right now, this is like 2 cups of flour. So I use like 1 tablespoon of baking powder, then 1 teaspoon.
1 tablespoon or teaspoon?
Tablespoon, then 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. 1 tablespoon of baking powder.
Yeah.
And 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
For 2 cups, then the sugar just varies.
Yeah,
depends
on how you like your pancakes. You either like them sweet or you like them just all right. Yeah. All right, so amazing stuff happening here on the show. This morning with me is Chef Tutu, and we are making pancakes with sausages and scrambled eggs. So much more happening later on our show, guys. You gotta stay tuned for it.
Welcome back. Now, Wake Up Nigeria has a relationship segment every Wednesday, and the past few weeks have been with Damilola Oluwatoyinbo, a relationship coach, and he has been talking about breakups. This has been the breakup series for the past 5 weeks, or 4 weeks before now. And now we're at where we've come full circle, really. Yeah. We started with when to know if it's time to break up, the actual act of the breakup, of the breakup itself. Moving on from a breakup.
And then the lessons.
And now we're at the point, the actual act of the breakup, of the breakup itself. Moving on from a breakup.
And then the lessons.
And now we're at the point where someone new has entered the person's life. So now on the other side, dating someone who has been in a bad breakup.
Yeah.
So what is the first thing that so if you meet someone at a party or at an event, and then you get to know the person a little bit more, then realize that this person has been in a bad breakup.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you're
The first thing is give them space if you can. Yeah. Give them space because, like we were saying earlier, people need to be whole, they need to be healed. So what I discover about life and human relationships is that broken people have jagged edges, and jagged edges hurt people. Yeah, it's like having a broken pot or a broken bottle or a broken glass. If the person is still in the place of brokenness, and you're trying to hug the person, you're going to be affected yourself. So if you can give them space, that's a very good thing for them to heal, because a whole relationship is a combination of 2 whole people. Now, I'm not talking about perfect people. I'm just saying having that sense of self, a robust identity, confidence in themselves, and then what they're bringing into the relationship. So I think that's very important to give them space. Now, if you're already in the relationship and you didn't realize they had a bad breakup, then you've got to be extremely patient, because that means you have to play the role of coach, therapist, counselor, consultant, big brother, best friend, father, everything, intercessor perhaps. So patience is very important. It's actually fundamental to any healthy relationship, but more so in one in which someone has had a bad breakup.
So now this person that has come out of the breakup has decided to say yes to you. For instance, you're a lady, you had a bad breakup, and then this guy, finally approaches you, and then you're like, okay, you know what, let me just try.
That's the guy saying, let me try.
No, I'm talking about the lady. Well, the lady who had the breakup now.
All right.
What is the potential for, so the person coming into this relationship. The guy is unknowing, and he finds out.
Yeah.
What's the possibility that he's a rebound?
There's a huge possibility, not 100%, but generally maybe about 70 to 80%. Why? Because when we've come out of a bad relationship, we're still trying to discover ourselves. There's also an emotional assessment process that most people never go through. And what does that mean? That means you need to ask yourself, how badly did this thing hit me? It's like those who invest money in Ponzi schemes. And you're like, well, it's just 500,000 naira, until you discover that you need to pay the school fees or the house rent. And you go like, okay, it's not just 500,000 naira, it's a whole year's worth of house rent. So similarly, in emotional relationships, when you come out of a bad breakup, you don't know how badly hit you are. So you're open to just about anybody that will console you or comfort you or give you a semblance of self-importance. So the person could be a rebound. However, there's also the chance that somehow they can make it work. And
so it's worth staying. Even if the person feels like a rebound?
Yes, if you're already in it, what our advice is, instead of you just running off, because you could damage the person even more than they were badly hit by the relationship. What you want to do is, can you listen very intently, especially to what they're not saying? Because when we listen to people, we pick up the cues in their experience and the triggers for their pain. So instead of just saying, okay, you know what, you're carrying too much baggage, I'm out of here. You're already in it, maybe 2 weeks or 2 months in it. Can you listen for the cues and possibly find a way of establishing the potential for a future in that relationship before making a decision?
All right, so now, is there anything you're not supposed to do? So, you find out this person had a bad breakup. What are those things that could maybe trigger, arguments and fights and stuff like that?
All right, so don't be their hangsman. In other words, don't put a noose around their neck, and hang them and say, you know what, you're useless or helpless. In other words, be very careful about the words you speak, the emotional states you create, and also try to give them a fresh start. All of us could use a fresh start in different areas. Maybe you failed academically or in business. The biggest billionaires have failed in business. Or you failed in a relationship. It's just a failure. So it was an event. It doesn't have to become the ongoing experience. So you don't want to be the reminder of all the mess and all the mistakes. So you want to be very watchful about how you invest in them, and also treat them like a human being, not a casualty or a victim of what they've been through.
Okay, I like that word, casualty, that word victim.
Yes.
In essence, the person probably was victimized. Possibly was victimized, was probably given a lot of verbal abuse. Maybe that was one of the reasons why they decided to leave the relationship in the first place. And there are some trigger words that create, this environment where the person doesn't feel safe anymore or comfortable anymore. Now, if someone decides to go into a rant or a tantrum, and this probably would happen, and then the new partner is wondering, what did I even do? What did I say?
That happens a lot,
So where do you start from there? You don't know what could trigger this person.
Okay, so general rule. Now, when somebody's ranting in any kind of relationship, boss to subordinate, colleagues and all of that, whenever somebody's ranting, don't add fuel to the fire. Because you're not going to get anything done that way. So if the person is all livid and expressive, you try to keep your cool or excuse yourself, which works generally. You know what, I'm so sorry, I can handle this now, I can process this now. Can we talk when you feel better? Now, that might make them a lot angrier. People like, go, talk to me, because angry people want you to feel their anger. But if you step out of the space, at some point they're going to cool down. Like water doesn't boil forever. It's either going to dry out or it will stop boiling. And so when they calm down, a lot of things should have come to the surface. Sometimes people need to be angry to gain clarity about their own experiences themselves, and so they can have a healthier conversation. So rule of thumb, do not feed the anger. Stay away from it, be the bigger person, and then look for an opportunity to establish a conversation.
So, rule of thumb, you don't need to run away from someone who's been in a bad breakup?
That's not, it's not universal, but that's not necessarily what you need to do,
Okay, well, Pastor Dami, Ask Dami, hashtag Ask Dami on Twitter and Instagram. There's so many things you've taught us over the past 5 weeks. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for the privilege.
Honestly, I wish we had more time for this conversation to continue. But it's time for us to move over for some farming tips. We have Seun Adetosue in the garden on standby.
Welcome to the garden right here on Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for us to do some gardening. And with me is Seun Adetosoye, and of course today we're going to be talking about how to plant turmeric. Yeah. Turmeric. Let's first take a look at turmeric. Like most people see this in the markets and they think it's ginger, but this is actually turmeric. You can differentiate it from the fact that it's usually single like this.
Yes, unlike ginger.
Unlike ginger. Ginger usually has like octopus kind of look. A webbed look more
yes,
like.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so let's go at planting. What's the first thing we are going to do?
Okay, before planting, actually, you should actually leave this in your kitchen and allow it sprouts. So I should have about 2 or 3 sprouts, but unfortunately I have just one here, so which means it's going to take a longer time
to germinate.
I planted this in December, just like what you have here, and then it didn't germinate. So I went back to check. I had to bring it out. I saw that it had started sprouting. Then I replanted in January, February. I really can't. So this is going to take me 8 months. 8 to
it takes
10
8 months.
It takes between 8 to 10 months.
Oh wow!
But it's something everybody should actually have at home.
Okay.
You know.
Now, if you plant it for 8 to 10 months, how many of this do you get?
I should have quite a lot underneath. So what I did was I planted in about 3-4 buckets at home. So by the time I'm harvesting, I should have, enough
to last you a
while.
Last
you a while.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So let's begin.
Okay, so I just have actually my soil isn't enough. So when you're doing this, please make sure your soil is almost, it should be to the top of the pocket, like here, somewhere here.
Like you've used this bucket.
Yes, I've used it
before. So this is more like a marker.
Yes, I've used it before. And then if you can get a bigger bucket,
all the better.
Yes.
If a bigger bucket can take how many?
I should be able to do like 2 inches apart.
Okay. Well, this can take
the rhizomes. So I'm going to plant just 2 in here.
Okay.
So I have my holes already, and then I put the sprouted parts up. Should be up. So remember, this is going to take a longer time to germinate because the sprout is just one.
So the sprouted part has to be up because that's how the leaves come up?
Yes. Then I have to cover and then wet. And then leave in a very cool area, not directly under the sun.
Okay.
So what I did was I have a small dwarf pawpaw at home.
Okay.
So I have my buckets very close to the pawpaw, so it's not directly under the sun.
Now, if I don't have other plants like you, can I put it under an awning, maybe like in my balcony where there's no sun, direct sunlight?
I think
so
that's just perfect. It doesn't matter. So we just don't want it under the direct sun.
But it must have access to plenty of air,
sun,
as
well as air, but not directly under the sun.
Okay. Okay. So how do I water it regularly to make sure it grows properly, and how do I even know it's actually growing properly? All
right. Now, my soil, because it rained overnight, so the soil is wet.
Okay.
Very, very wet. So before I actually plant, the soil should be wet.
Okay.
At least moist, not waterlogged. Okay. And don't forget to always pierce the underneath of your containers.
Okay.
So make sure for the excess water to drain out. We don't need the soil to be waterlogged.
Okay.
And then to your question, once I plant, I wet again.
Okay.
Morning or night, depending. You know, in the last few months we've had, the weather has just been very
ash. So even
ash.
with the wet soil, you still wet again?
I'm not going to wet again because this is fine. But in the last few weeks, we had the weather was really, really ash. And so that one I would have been, I was wetting this morning and evening.
Okay.
Sometimes I forget anyway, so I do it maybe once a day, at least once a day to be sufficient.
Early in the morning before the sun comes out?
Early in the morning or late in the evening, between 5 sunsets.
Okay.
5 to 6 p.m. That's fine.
So this still has about plus or minus 4 or 5 months to go.
Yes, before I can harvest from this, I have about 2 or 3 buckets.
So this will give you how many of this?
It depends, but I should have like 20.
20. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Seun Adetosoye. It's
I don't know. Let's see if we can wet this and just a little bit of water.
Okay.
So I'm not going to wet it in the evening anymore.
Oh, so this is fine for the
It's
whole day.
fine for the day.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, yo. It's been a pleasure having this conversation with you. All right, of course, we'll go on this break. Stay with us this Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria. And yes, we're in the kitchen. And of course, with me this morning is Chef Tutu. Yeah, that's what I call her. That's what we call her. And this morning, guys, she's making pancakes with scrambled eggs and sausages. Yes, our pancakes are
getting ready.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, so let's run through the ingredients and then let people know where we're at right now.
So we have our batter, which has buttermilk, flour, and baking powder, baking soda,
and
eggs, and sugar. Yes.
All right. And we also have our sausages, of course, and our eggs, which will be, of course, we have eggs. We're going to make scrambled eggs later on.
Yes. Yes.
And, oh, that pancake is... This is pretty light, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let me get a flat plate, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about our buttermilk, because people might be wondering, do you find buttermilk in the supermarket?
No.
Actually.
No.
You could actually make your own buttermilk. You just need your milk and your vinegar.
Or lemon. Yeah.
So basically, the role of that is to coagulate your protein in your milk. So basically that it makes it thickens. It comes together. That's what it basically does. And then she said earlier on that you cannot have your baking soda without your vinegar.
With an acid or an acid.
With an acid, elements in your buttermilk or your pancake or whatever it is that you're using baking soda for. It's very important that they both go together.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so that shows that I'm paying attention.
Yes, you are.
All right, so yes, it's a public holiday and we have enough time to make breakfast for the family, for the kids.
Yes.
Kids love pancakes.
Yeah.
They love pancakes. And I love pancakes. If I was home, I would definitely be making pancakes because they're like it's my weekend breakfast staple. And I never have my pancakes without my baked beans, without sausages. I'm extra.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
All right, so let's take the pan away because it's really hot.
Yes.
And, well, when making pancakes, one thing I've learned is you have to be very, very, very careful with the level of heat you're using. Yeah, so that your pancakes do not get burnt. Yeah. And then we also say that the first pancakes are like the trial ones. Like, the first pancakes are always made to fail.
The first 5, I think.
Right.
Yes.
They're like made to fail. So, yeah, it's not you. So, basically, when I make my first pancakes, I always taste them. That's the one that I taste to see if the sugar's okay, if every ingredient I put it in is,
okay.
Just okay, the way I like it, the way I want it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So let's try with this pan. This is slow.
And then talking about crepes and pancakes, there's a very thin
line
between
just lighter.
It's just like that. So crepes are like lighter versions of pancakes.
And
pancakes is the American version.
Yeah, and
crepes
just have
like
your crepes pan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you actually need to have that pan, right?
Yeah, just to make it easier for your life. Yeah. I'd advise anybody to do that too.
Okay. I actually didn't know that you need to have a special pan for your crepe.
Oh yeah. Yes you do.
Oh,
they have that. I think they sell some. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Outside.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to your store and say,
this one.
I need crepe pan.
Just Google it and take a picture, whatever. You just check. Yeah. So,
all right. And for our sausages here, what exactly are we doing with them? Are we?
I'm just going to saute them.
Saute.
Yeah.
With what?
Maybe the remaining remnants of butter.
Okay.
Yeah, just saute them. Then have the scrambled eggs. Yeah. So yeah. So the thing about scrambled eggs, you can make it anyway.
Okay.
But this fashion just to make it extra juicy, they add maybe milk, but actually just your butter and your eggs and salt. That's just scrambled eggs. Yeah. I think I learned that, and I was like, what?
Yeah, so I always add
milk or cream or something. Yeah.
Yes. I always have that cream, and I add a lot of milk in it. Whenever I have my scrambled eggs, like, I add a lot of milk in it.
Wow.
Then, like, it's so yum, yum, yum. Oh, yeah. You know, but I actually do not. So with making pancakes, you could also use vegetable oil, right?
Yes, you can.
But today we're working with butter, which of course is going to give it that extra taste.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to give that, extra flavor, Yes, people, if you're just joining us this morning, with me is Chef Tutu. Yeah. And we are making pancakes with scrambled eggs, which will be made in a bit, and sausages. No rush, no hurry. Let's just take our time to relax, breathe in, breathe out while we're in the kitchen having fun. Yeah. And then you imagine being in the kitchen, having your kids around. Just all right, great stuff happening here on the show. Next is our health discussion with Dr. Kuti, and of course he's with Yomi on the couch. Hello guys.
Thanks, You guys seem so excited in the kitchen there. Now, to talk about arthritis, symptoms, diet and maintenance, Dr. Kuti has joined us this morning. He's a medical practitioner and currently working for a non-governmental organization here in Lagos. Dr. Kuti, we're going to do this very quickly so that we can at least capture as much as we can regarding this topic of arthritis. So people say arthritis or osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. What is arthritis and how do we differentiate from these various kinds?
Okay. Arthritis generally is like inflammation around the joints, or degenerative changes around the joints. And we have various types of arthritis, but the most common one is osteoarthritis. We also have rheumatoid arthritis, we have gout, but the most common one is osteoarthritis.
Osteoarthritis. Now, a lot of people attribute arthritis to people of a certain generation or people that are older, maybe you're approaching a certain age. Is that what we usually find when you look at all the stats?
Well, yeah, for osteoarthritis, it has been found that the people with the older generation usually have osteoarthritis, but it's usually found in the younger ones too, as well, especially those that have had trauma in the past.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
If there is any injury or accident or anything to the joints, it can easily get degenerative and they can have osteoarthritis.
All right. So let's talk about symptoms now, because what we've also found more recently is that a lot of people could be feeling pains and they just call it joint pains and they take drugs for it without actually knowing that this could be symptoms of arthritis. So what are the things that you would generally find or diagnose as a doctor?
Okay, so for osteoarthritis, basically it's usually a gradual process. It starts with pain most times, usually affects the joint of weight bearing, the neck bone, the spine, the hip, the nail, the ankles, and the little joints here. But basically the nail, a lot of people complain with. So it starts with pain, mild pain, then later becomes severe. Then it progresses to stiffness.
Stiffness?
Yes,
right.
Stiffness. You can't move the hand or you can't move the nails properly like you used to. Then there's something we call crepitus. It's like crack. You hear your bones cracking, all those kind of things. Then also limited ability. You can't move that limb or you can't move that nail as much as you used to.
Right.
So you can't bend it completely, so that's basically the symptom.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I've discovered is that, people say once you get arthritis, it can't be cured. And sometimes it just looks like you've been sentenced to like a sedentary lifestyle. You can't really move around. But are there lifestyle changes you can make for especially to someone who has already been diagnosed?
Definitely.
That can make it better, even if it's not completely cured?
Definitely. The goal of treatment of arthritis is, number one, reduce the pain and limit the damage that's already been done. So there are things you can do once you have been diagnosed with arthritis, especially if it's in the early stage. The first thing you want to do, make sure you are physically active.
Right, physical activity.
Yes, physical activity. If you are involved in activities or your job requires you lifting heavy weights, bending down, you have to limit it or reduce it. Then if you're on the big side, which is also a risk factor for arthritis, you have to reduce your weight. You have to
so weight loss is key.
Is key.
Right.
Get involved in exercise. Get involved in exercise.
Some people have talked about diets that also might affect. So is this something that has been medically proven as well?
Well, in terms of the diet is just, you have to eat healthy to reduce your weight.
Right. Okay.
So that's how the diet comes in. You have to eat healthy to reduce your weight because you have to reduce the weight that is on that joint that is causing that kind of degenerative changes.
Yeah. So for certain, I've also heard in certain areas that there are certain kinds of drugs that can also help to mitigate it and at least make it better. Not just painkillers. Maybe there are other things that you can talk about as well.
Yes, but ideally we won't start with painkillers because that's what they usually present with first. So we won't start with acetaminophen. That's aspirin, the general aspirin. Then you can move to NSAIDs like Panadol, diclofenac, ibuprofen. But if it gets worse and it's getting more severe, there's an injection you can put within the joint space, which is a steroid injection. It helps to reduce the inflammation that is going on. And unfortunately, for some very severe cases, you might need surgery.
You might need I've heard about surgery as well. Now, there's one thing that I also know is that a lot of diseases are hereditary. So there's a lot of people who are watching now who say maybe my grandmother had arthritis or my parents had arthritis, that maybe I could be at risk. So for such people who are not having symptoms yet, maybe they're in their 20s or in their 30s, what should their lifestyle be like so that when they get older, at least they can manage such things better?
Well, number one, their weight. Like I said, it's common.
It's a big issue.
It's common in weight-bearing regions. So once you know you have a family history of arthritis, you have to watch your weight. Make sure you exercise yourself. Those joints, make sure they're active. Then, thirdly, you have to take note by yourself. Have you started feeling those pains so that you start the management on time?
So starting on time is also very important.
Very important. Diagnosing and starting on time because if you neglect it, you use pain medications that are not even ideal. The process gets worse
over time.
Like I said, it's a degenerative change. So as you grow older, you neglect it, it gets worse over time.
Now, Dr. Kuti, as we're rounding off, very important, you've talked about exercise several times, but there are many people I've read online that it's difficult. When you're already saying that it's difficult to move certain parts of your body or your joints and all of that, so what kind of exercise would you then recommend? I'm not saying, the physical ones now, but how do you then ensure that at least you're getting some exercise in there, one way or the other?
That's where physical therapy comes in. There's a part in the management of osteoarthritis, which is physical therapy. So for those already having stiffness, you want to invite the physiotherapist.
To then help out.
Yes, it's a passive. It's not an active running exercise.
Right.
It's just a passive exercise whereby they gradually move the joint on a regular basis to loosen the stiffened parts to make the joints more mobile.
Right. Thank you so much, Doc, for joining us this morning. I hope you've learned a thing or two and lose that weight, get some exercise in there to manage arthritis better. There's more after this on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome. Now, our job every morning is to make sure that you have a great start to your day.
Yeah, of course. That's what you deserve. And that's what we are here to deliver up to you. It's Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Yomi Obe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Now, another way we can watch us is to stream live with us. And if you have to leave the house, you might not have to leave the house today. It's a public holiday. But just in case you do, live stream with us on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Those comments, we love those comments.
Yeah. The TVC app is also available, just in case there's no NEPA. We still call it NEPA around here. Yeah, so the TVC app.
Electricity, power.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the TVC app is available. I'm just saying that. So the Apple iStore and the Google Play Store allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world on your mobile device.
Of course.
Very simple. Just download it and let us know what you think.
Now, still to come is a fashion segment with MM, and we're going to be seeing all those amazing costumes and fashion statements made at Ike Osaki Odua's 40th birthday bash, or should we call it the GOT costume party in Nigeria.
Looks like some people went to spend some money.
Yes, they did.
And it didn't look like he came out right, but...
Well, hey.
On nutrition, The CEO of Splash Green, Susan Ajibade, will be highlighting certain foods and options that are good for children. Yes, not everyday pizza and hamburgers and all those
ice cream,
high sugar, high fructose, everything.
Yeah, well, hey. Well, lastly, we're going to be joined by Nollywood actress and presenter Stephanie Zibili.
Oh, wow. It will be easy.
It's quite sad that we have to start this banter on a sad note, but Adekunle Gold's father passed on last night.
Oh, wow.
And this is 5 months after his appointment by the state government. He was appointed one of the permanent secretaries of Education, District 4. It's quite unfortunate. Well, the ailment is not disclosed yet. We don't know why. We don't know what happened.
So this happened last night.
Yeah, but we know that he's been flown abroad, to treat the ailment. Yeah, and it's quite unfortunate too. Our condolences, Adekunle Gold.
Yeah, he's a friend of the house.
Yeah.
And so our condolences to him and the family as well.
Yeah.
Soul rest in peace.
Amen to that. Now, so we've come, full circle. We've done so much on the show already today. We've been talking about okay, so what I wanted to talk about was Game of Thrones, but there's no time.
We have Game of Thrones segment, fashion segments.
I wanted to, okay, we will do it. You know what, there's no time.
Yeah.
We'll not start it.
Yeah. So
no
let's
time.
just save it for the Game of Thrones segment, which is coming up.
Well, it looks like there's still about 30 seconds, so let me just throw this in.
Okay.
It's very disrespectful to attend somebody's party without doing a research as to the theme you're asked to follow. It is better to just dress normally than decide to create a character from a completely different movie.
Or
franchise. I just had to throw that.
Why do I think that you are just sprinkling shades?
I'm not sprinkling. I'm doing it like
you're sprinkling it, the Salt Bay.
Or why don't you just,
because it's not nice.
Why don't you just avoid the party like I do a lot?
Yeah, it's
just
better.
Don't go. Just don't show up.
And if you're going to show up, just show up dressed like this. Let's know you didn't make the effort. It's better.
That's probably worse. But when
Welcome back, it's Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, right now, we are like the baddest...
Baddest what?
Baddest fashion crew.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys have me sitting here, but yeah.
Okay, so for fans of
It's
Game
fine.
of Thrones, there was an event that happened. And
So
it got everybody talking.
Yeah, theme parties seem to be the new thing right now. Who else finds them interesting? I find them interesting. I don't know about you two. Yeah.
We did something last year with the Ocean's 8.
And the Met Gala theme.
The Met Gala
as
theme,
well. Anyway, so media personality Ike Osakudua celebrated his 40th birthday recently with a Game of Thrones themed party. I hear his invited guests were given a 3-month notice to prepare for this event.
3 months, a whole quarter?
Yes, he gave them 3 months.
Goodness me.
So while some of them made an effort, some not so much.
Yeah.
Right, so my guys here are joining me to review some of the looks we'll be looking at. All right, so yes, I have Yomi Owokbe, the stylish, the ever-centric Yomi Owokbe.
Like, I don't know what MM is talking about.
And then
I thought you were going to...
See, we have to hurry up and get this thing going.
Okay.
And then I have Titi, the dynamite.
Yes, indeed. Let's do this.
Welcome to the
Celebrity.
show. All right, so let's dig into our first look this morning is Waje and Jemima Osunde. They were both dressed as the Red Priestess Melisandre at this event. So let's see what they were wearing and see if they actually...
Wow. She's called the Red Priestess.
Yes.
Sorry I said witches.
No, it's fine. It's all right.
Sorry I said witches. So okay.
I actually love this look on Waje. I love the look on Waje because it's someone who's not exactly young that she was trying to portray, right? She picked the right person to portray. And then, the red hair works, but, hey, I don't know about that slit, though. That slit is a little bit...
I was going to say the same thing.
It's a little bit high.
Yeah.
Mama.
What about you,
I'm a bit confused.
I'm not sure the dresses are working for me.
Even on Jemima. Jemima looks good.
Yeah, well.
Yomi is just not into it.
So you think both of them did not kill this
It's not the right color now. Is that the color?
It's red. But it's in the same
eyes,
class.
or...
It's in the same class of colors.
Why don't you just pick the right
I
color?
like the fact that Jemima went forward to get the red hair.
Yeah, and then the red jewelry. I love the red jewelry.
Yeah, on the neck.
On the neck. That really, you know, complemented the outfit perfectly. Anyways, moving on. Next, we have Adesua.
Why is Waji looking yellow?
Wow, Yomi. We have I'm not there.
Sorry.
Next, we have Adesua Etomi, and she came dressed as Daenerys Targaryen.
So this is Daenerys from like season 3.
Yeah.
Season 2, season 3, when she was just coming out of the desert, when she was going to Kaf.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it was a lot warmer, so she didn't need all those woolen outfits then.
Yeah.
So I think this is cool, but I think the yellow hair would have made this a perfect outfit.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What about you, Yomi?
But that's not the same thing now that I'm saying. First, what I'm seeing on the screen, it looks like linen.
Okay.
It looks like blue linen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can get blue linen in the market now. What Adesua is wearing is lycra.
Okay. All right,
great.
So, yeah, so that doesn't work.
Okay.
At all. And then the hair doesn't work. So, like, if I saw her, like, at the mall or something, I wouldn't connect her with.
All right,
Okay, so connecting with the character, it doesn't really connect with the character.
For
It
Yomi.
doesn't, yeah.
Pancake W is next. He was dressed as Jorah Mormont. Yeah.
So.
And yeah, so he was trying to let us know that.
Sir Jorah.
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Oh, that's
Let's
what
start
he
with
looked
Yomi.
like.
Yeah. So Yomi, what do you think about Pancake's outfit?
Apart from the hair.
Oh. Just go. I love the props. I love the props and the belt. He got the belt really well.
Yeah.
The shirt itself could have looked a little more tattered.
I guess he was trying to complement his wife's outfit.
Yeah,
because she also wore blue as well. So I guess the blue.
So
it looks too clean to be Jorah. It's a bit too clean. Like it could have added some.
What do you think?
He looks like are those dress shoes he's wearing? Look, if you want to do something, you just go all the way. You do it, yeah. So.
All right, great. Next we have Toke Makinwa. She
Why
was
is
dressed
laughing?
as Sansa Stark. Toke Makinwa is next. Look at her. Okay.
Okay, now that's somebody who made an effort.
Why is it lie, Yomi? Why Yomi sees fine women like this? It's a lie. How?
I love the effort with the crown.
Okay.
I love the fact that she got the wool and the gloves.
she has
You know,
red
Sansa
hair.
has this glove thing going on.
yeah.
She did the red hair.
She did the red hair.
Please don't talk about the jewelry.
No, the jewelry. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
So
the fur thing on her shoulders. She
That's
got the
nice.
fur right.
Yeah.
she looks very regal. I like that.
That's
Very
somebody who
royal.
made an effort, and that dress looks expensive.
Yeah.
It doesn't look expensive to me.
It doesn't
but
look
it's all
expensive
right.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Do you guys have beef for talking about
Next we are moving on to Dr. Sid. So Dr. Sid was dressed as 3 characters. First of all, he came as Prince Oberon, which is by the rights.
Yeah.
Then he looks like Zaho Zane, and then he also looks like Lord Varys.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So this looks more like Lord Varys to me than this other fellow.
Yeah, right.
The only reason why it looks like Lord Varys is because of Dr. Sid's size.
Right.
If he was a slimmer person, he would definitely look like the gentleman on the right. Who
Yeah.
is very hot, by the way.
Exactly. I mean, so I don't even know how he comes out saying he looks like he actually had Prince Oberyn in mind when he actually looks like Lord Varys.
My only issue is the footwear.
Yeah,
You know,
so
Footwear
wrong.
is a big deal. You understand?
So
So
wrong.
if you're going to do all the way, like
Yeah.
Banky W as well, you do it right.
Need to
All
get-
right, quickly, let's move on to Johnny Drill. Johnny Drill came dressed as Jon Snow. And then we also have Ebuka as well, who also came dressed as Jon Snow.
Okay.
Okay, Johnny Drill doesn't look
Johnny
too
Drill, I love the fact that he has the sword right there. The sword is a big deal. But he could have put on a wig, you know, get the long hair. Jon Snow's look, the hair must be complete. Nobody can dress like Jon Snow and not get that hair.
Well, let's quickly look at
Put the
Ebuka's
hair on.
outfit. Ebuka's outfit was also a Jon Snow costume.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel that's my best. That was actually, he was my best dressed for these events.
You've been saying that since yesterday. So,
Yeah, because even the detailing on that costuming was really, really, really good. You could tell that a lot of. Let's check out Ebuka's outfit next, please. His outfit was custom made. I mean, the detailing was perfect. You could tell
made an
that
effort.
a lot of effort went into it.
Okay, it doesn't look like we have Ebuka's outfit.
Oh,
And
but this actually does look really good. Maybe
Yeah.
the picture quality is not doing it justice.
Yeah.
Like I saw a video and it looked really, really good. but there's just, you have to get the hair.
I think our viewers can also check out, check out more outfits. There's
online.
a hashtag.
There's a hashtag IKESGOT40 online. You can check that out and let us know which outfit. Finally, I actually wanted us to see Ike Osakaduwa's because he came and dressed as Night King. Yeah. But, well. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me on this segment. It was fun having you on the segment. All right, we have to move on quickly to Mary in the garden, and she's with Susan, the nutritionist. Yeah, but next, before we move on, actually, we have to see the live feed. We have live feeds coming in from Abuja.
We have live feeds coming in from Abuja.
Oh,
okay,
yes.
So there they are.
The Eagle Square in Abuja.
So this is live at the Eagle Square right now.
Yes, and the inauguration is about to begin.
So they're still getting set, it seems, but it looks very nice.
It looks very nice, very colorful.
Yeah.
That's actually a live scene, and that horse looks like a picture.
Honestly.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Wow.
It looks really good.
The soldiers are in place, looking very
I'm really looking
colorful.
forward to this ceremony.
Yeah.
Those ceremonies are always very nice. It looked like it rained earlier in the day.
Morning.
So it's all dried up now. So or maybe it was washed. I don't know. But it just looks very very stately.
So that's the Eagle Square right now that we're looking at. Yeah, everyone's getting set. And of course, we are going to be showing you more live footages from the Eagle Square of the inauguration as they come of the inauguration ceremony.
And they did say that security was beefed up around the Eagle Square today. And of course...
and, it's likely that there'll be...
Your Royal Highnesses, let me especially welcome senior military and paramilitary officers serving and retired that are here. I'd like to especially welcome captains of industry, members of MDAs that are here, permanent secretaries, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with national pride I welcome all of you to this presidential inauguration as we are getting set, awaiting the arrival of His Excellency the President and the Vice President for the inauguration of the President and the Vice President for the year 2019. What a beautiful country we have. And let me just quickly announce here that I will not be alone to handle this event. I have here a very tested hand, Major Paul Abara retired, and Captain Haruna Timothy Tagwai, Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, Guards Brigade, and together we shall be taking you through this event. My name is Bere Young, but let me quickly invite Captain Haruna.
So that's the announcer there, talking about what we should expect this morning. So any moment now, the president and the vice president will arrive.
Yeah.
So it's very strange. I think we're going to be handing over to each other, to themselves. Not to each other, to themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's
take
just
the baton,
about taking the oath again.
Or take the ribbon off and then put it back on. Anyway, so we're going to take a break now, but we're going to be obviously bringing you more on what's going on at the Eagle Square live from TVC. But we're going to take a break now, and there's more on Wake Up Nigeria after this.
All right, so again in the garden, but this time we're talking nutrition. Looks like a lot of food and gardening going on today. And of course, I have with me the beautiful Susan Ajibade of Splash Greens. Always having a touch of green. All right, so Susan, today we're going to be talking about nutrition for children.
Yes. We're still celebrating children all over the globe.
It was Children's Day just 2 days ago.
Yes, it was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
All right. Basically, their foods, what they need to eat, because we really need to pay attention to what we eat. Like this saying is that catch them young.
Yes.
So the habit of eating good, eating healthy has to be inculcated right from...
I totally agree.
Yes, right from when you're little.
Now for children, what kind of foods will you recommend? Like, I know sometimes one cannot avoid treats.
Treats,
especially when handling children.
Yeah.
But what kind of food would you, on a normal day, recommend?
As a parent, you have to be careful while taking your child on a treat, you know. You should always have at the back of your mind about their meals, balanced diet, even in their treats. Still ensure that what they're taking in is beneficial, is useful for them. You know, always watch out for that. As the quote is that adults should eat healthy, same way is for the kids. Only that it now has to do with particular age, right from when they are at age 0 to probably 18. What I know is that I'm still a child. Everybody, I'm still my parents' child. Okay, so the nutrients, the foods they need, and you know, they need a lot of proteins, you know, type of foods they need, carbohydrates, you know. Their meals must be balanced.
Now, Susan, let's zero it in. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, of course. I know Saturday and Sunday is when most parents are like, you know what, I've done it all week long. I'm not doing any cooking this weekend. So we just have a bit of everything. But to maintain that balance, what kind of food, like specific food, say on Monday, like you could kind of like help guide parents on their food calendar, so to speak. So let's take it day by day, like suggestions.
Okay, children meals ranges from their, if you're talking about protein, their eggs, their fish, and they need a lot of dairy as well. Their milk, yogurt, and all. They need a lot of fruits to give them calcium and iron. Their vegetables too can be a source of vitamins, source of iron, source of calcium. Vegetables like broccoli, their cabbage. Kids should start to inculcate to eating their greens. Then another thing I want to mention is it's not so friendly when you put like a broccoli or spinach in front of a child. So how do you make your child take all of these greens without even knowing they are eating it? You can turn them into powder or turn them into a puree. Try to, as a parent, try to find a way to inculcate it in their meal. Their fish, their bread, grains, you know, all of those foods are very good. Eggs, they are very good and brilliant foods for children.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. I'm already picturing myself creating a smiley with broccoli and cabbages and all. Thank you so much. It's been great having a conversation with Susan Ajibade of Splash Greens, talking about nutrition for children. But we're moving on Wake Up Nigeria, because I have Yomi and Titi on standby with our guests for today.
Yes, indeed.
We said exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's been a great show. Now, when we talk about actors and what they do, it can be pretty daunting, especially when you're starting out in an industry where there's a lot of competition and there's a lot of action and all of that. But we've got Stephanie joining us this morning.
Yes, indeed. Stephanie Zibili. Yes. First of all, I love the name.
Zibili, eh?
Yeah. Where does that come from?
Edo State.
Okay. For real? I've never heard that name before.
I've heard that a lot.
What does it mean?
I know the meaning of my name, but that's like my surname. But it's like a Muslim Edo name, an ancient name.
Oh, okay.
I
actually thought it was like a stage name.
No, no, it's my surname.
I didn't realize. Okay, so welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You look amazing, by the way.
Good, so thank you.
I was going to say, okay, so you've been acting, you know, actively for less than 2 years. But we're just talking now, you have so many things to your credit. So it looks like you're working every week in the past 2 years.
Not every week, but God has been faithful. God has been faithful. That's all I can say. I don't know. To other people, I'm really like, I'm fast rising, but to me, I'm still not where I want to be yet. But like I said, God has been faithful.
So do you remember your first audition, your first gig?
Yes. Funny enough, my first gig, my first time on a set ever was a commercial, where I just like, we shot for one day and I was paid like this huge amount of money. And I'm like, first time, God, this is my calling.
Okay.
But yeah, that was it. Then the second time was a movie set where I played an extra role. Then I got to meet with people. And yeah, before then, I'd been going for auditions. Yeah. So I was able to mix up with people who have been in the game before me, and got recommendations and all that.
But weren't you discouraged seeing the crowds, seeing all the people that have also been rejected?
Especially at auditions, you know, because it can be actually quite crazy when you go for an audition and you see like 1,000 people.
It is, and now, right now, I've not really gone for an open audition lately, but the last time I went, it just seemed like everybody just woke up and said, okay, I want to act. Acting is my calling. I feel like I can do this, because you go for an audition and you see, I'm not exaggerating, less than 1,000, but above 700.
Wow.
Yeah. People, yes.
Absolutely amazing. So one of the things I've always wanted to ask, especially people who then get a lot of jobs, like I looked at all the stuff you've done in 2019 already, and it's probably like 10 or 15.
Yeah.
So how do you stand out? So you go for an audition, there are 700 people there, and you say, you know what, I'm going to get this job. How do you stand out to the people who are auditioning you?
Well, I feel, first of all, the casting directors, they know what they are looking for. Okay. It's not just about you being able to know how to act. It's about if you fit the role, if you look the part they want. So, and probably sometimes you might just get favored and they just fall in love with you. And even if you are not what they're looking for, they might just fix you. But for me, I would say I get a lot of recommendations than auditions.
Wow.
So I think it depends on your relationship with people. So I've heard, I know how to relate to all, and I know how to keep, I'm good at communications. And
good PR skills.
And I think when you work with someone, and if they're impressed, they will recommend you to someone else.
So a lot of actors, especially at this stage, now you've done this for just over 2 years now, and at this point they wonder if they're going to take this further, or they're going to go back to school and do something else, or maybe go back to school to study this craft further. So if you have the opportunity, what would you do?
Funny enough, I'm still a student. I'm quite young.
Really?
Quite
You're
young.
still in school? Okay, so what are you studying?
Okay, creative arts. But I'm not going to talk more about my school, much about, because I don't like talking about.
Oh, okay. So creative arts is sort of in your, it's in your lane. So.
Well, I just started.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Because you do get the opportunity to be on stage, which is a whole different ballgame. I've done stage before, and it's a lot of pressure. So you're up there, people are watching you, and you know, if they don't like you, they let you know straight. That, oh, guy, you're not trying.
Just calm down. Just stop.
I can imagine. Yeah.
All right. So it feels like there's still, you know, a lot to expect from you, like in the industry.
Yes.
But there must be a role you're looking forward to. What role would you want to play next?
Well, personally, I like to say I want to be versatile, or I like to be versatile. I don't want to be stereotyped into this. Probably because she acts so well as a good girl, let's just give her this good girl role. Yeah. I want to be able to do everything, anything, out of my comfort zone. So, for now, I don't know. Looking at Nollywood. Action.
You are in an action film.
I feel it's going to be really challenging, especially for
my dear.
I'm lazy when it comes
Let's take action right now and head towards the kitchen. Yeah. We have to go take a bite.
Oh, food. Okay.
Our chef, Tutu, has been hard at work.
Okay.
She's made some nice breakfast for us.
Hi, Stephanie.
Oh,
good morning.
I love food. I think it's obvious,
can tell.
though.
Yeah, I can.
Thank you. All right, welcome to the kitchen. And this is Chef Tutu. And this morning she's made buttermilk pancakes with scrambled eggs and sausages.
Buttermilk?
Yeah. Buttermilk, yeah. So what makes you want to go ahead and just let us know what makes the milk buttermilk?
Yes. So basically what makes the milk buttermilk is making the buttermilk. But then again, you add in vinegar or lemon, anything acidic.
Yeah. To your milk.
Yeah. So that's what makes buttermilk.
Yeah.
And gives it this extra fluffiness.
Taste
is lighter.
So that's what it does?
Yeah, actually.
It's lighter.
So we'd like you to please have a taste, Stephanie. That's yours.
You can start from anywhere.
Enjoy.
I feel so loved. Thank you.
We love all our guests.
So tell us what you think about it.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think.
That's syrup on it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's syrup on the...
And butter.
Yeah, I hope
Okay.
you can't
Also,
hear my
I
stomach
do-
rumbling. It's like actually rumbling right now.
Okay, I love
can't believe
sausages, so.
Sausages are just normal, like
Yeah.
nothing serious.
Try the buttermilk pancake. Oh,
Buttermilk pancake.
Buttermilk.
Okay, so you mix that into the thing.
Yeah,
That's
into
gonna be a mouthful.
your flour mix.
Okay, the flour mix.
So I've
okay.
always wondered the reaction
You like it?
vinegar would
Love
have
it?
to flour
Oh.
and the like.
Great.
Ooh.
Nice.
High fives going on there. Okay.
Okay. Let's wrap this up now, people.
Yeah, so a big thank you to our friends over at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
And of course, a big shout out to Fola's place. Now, he was supposed to have changed my hair this morning. I'm beefing
Oh,
him.
Titi,
I'm
don't
beefing
go that
him.
route.
I have to.
Don't.
I have to. But
I don't know if
he
anyone
always
caught me rolling my eyes.
So were you rolling your eyes at Fola or rolling your eyes at Titi?
We are rolling our eyes at Titi. Bye.
Thank you, Fola. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Stephanie, for joining us this morning. And
Have a nice
well done.
day.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.